Hi Ethan, I thought I'd show you the flowers that I have in my garden. I keep them all in these little troughs and because they're easier to look after. And look how brightly coloured they are. And there's some over there, and I'm going to show you some more in the next bit of the garden. And there's roses, and it's such a beautiful day. And I was wondering if you have any plants in your garden and you could show me what sort of plants you have. Here is a diagram of a flower because we can't get that close to the flowers that I've just shown you. And flowers are very important parts of a plant. Do you know why, Ethan? I'll give you 3 seconds to see if you can work out. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, they produce seeds. And seeds are really important because, can you work out why? I'll give you another 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Yes, seeds are really important because they make more flowers and more plants. And without any seeds, then we won't have any more flowers. So I'm going to talk you through how these flowers are made from seeds. Flowers are able to make seeds because they have two special bits in them. One are boy bits, which are called the stamen, and they have girl bits, which are called the carpel. And let's have a look at this a little bit closer. Here we have zoomed in on the stamen and the carpel, and this is what it looks like together. And we're going to have a look at them separately. So let's have a look at the stamen first. The stamen is on the left hand side, and you can see there's a long filament that goes all the way from the base of the flower up to the top where it ends as an anther, that yellow bit, and it's the anther that produces pollen. And you might have come across pollen when people have hay fever. I don't know whether you have hay fever or anyone in your family does, but it's caused by all that pollen going up your nose, causing a reaction. And it's the pollen that is needed to produce seeds. And the pollen has to get from the anther over to the carpel, which is on the right hand side. The carpel is made up out of quite a few bits. Can you see the stigma, which is at the top? And that is like a tube, at the open end of a tube. Then there's a style that goes all the way down to something called the ovary wall. And inside the ovary wall are lots and lots of ovules, little eggs. So what happens is that the pollen goes over to the stigma, goes down the style, and then goes to the ovules where it forms the seeds, where it combines together. Now, how does the pollen get to the stigma? Well, here we're back at that first diagram where we were looking at both together, the stamen and the carpel, and you can see that they're fairly close together. And if you notice the petals, the really colourful parts of a flower, it attracts in insects. And can you think of any insects that it might attract in? Yeah, it might be bees or other insects it attracts in because it's so bright in colour. And then the insects go in, they pick up the pollen, usually on their legs, on their wings, and on the back of their body. And then they rub it against the stigma, and then that's how they transfer it. Usually, they take the pollen from one plant and they transfer it to the stigma of a different plant just to mix things up a bit so not everything remains the same. Ethan, here is some tasks for you to do before we speak next on the internet. So the first thing is, with your mum or dad's help, is to pick some flowers and gently tap the flower head onto a card and see whether you can get out any pollen. And if you can, use a piece of sellotape or some sort of sticky tape and try to capture them and stick them on a card. Again, with your parents' help, see if you can produce a short video for me explaining the importance of flowers. And so some tips are that the importance is to produce seeds and how the seeds travel from one plant to another. And see if you can ask your parents if you could use their phones to produce this video. And when you produce it, let me know about it and we can see it. I hope you've liked this way of learning. If you have, let me know and perhaps we can do a few more. Okay, bye for now. Take care.